So what we're going to see on the screen is a little bit of a delay, so you won't be watching yourself live.
Okay, I won't.
And I am going to pull us up here so that we can see all the lovely people joining us.
There's people out there?
There are.
Oh, cool.
They live inside the computer.
No way! I hope these people can appreciate how badass your lights are. These are awesome.
Oh, we're going big girl style.
You guys
here.
don't even know. It's like a Hollywood studio in here. I'm just like, Shannon Boyle of Wellstone Studio.
Well, thank you for introducing me, Ellen Melko Moore of SuperTight brand, and hello, people joining in. I see Shelly has popped in.
Shells!
Yes, and we've got Lisa White out there in Facebook land too. So hi, Lisa.
She's nice. I like her.
She's awesome. She's got
she
such
really is.
wonderful energy.
I know, like a warm bath.
Oh, we've got Mia out there. She just popped in.
Mia Voss!
And
The
Ashley.
Vossertons. Oh, awesome.
Got
Thank
the
you guys.
whole crew.
You guys are nice. I appreciate that. I'm going to bitch slap Shannon in a few minutes, and it's going to be, like, epic. I'm going to, like, come across.
Really?
Well, like in a nice way.
I don't know. Am I prepared for that?
Well, that's the whole point. Like, that's the bitch slap is going to catch you off guard. You're, whoa. I'll be nice, I swear.
Well, and I think that off-guardness is really, like, it's part of the work that you do across the board. Whether we're talking about branding
I like
or
to
bitch
leap out
slap.
at people. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, so I've known you for a bit, and I don't want to get ahead of where we're at in
All right.
conversation.
Okay,
So
we'll do it.
we'll start with first things first.
Mm-hmm.
What is your big why? What is your passion work? What is the thing that drives you to do the things that you do?
I think my passion has always been the merging of the sacred and the profane. And if I, you're not going to look across my life because you don't give a shit, but if I look across my whole life, I see that theme cropping up again and again. Just those two sides. I think we all have those sides of ourselves, and I have a very serious, mission-minded side, and then I have a very non-serious side. So I'm always trying to figure out how to make those things go together.
Yeah, and I think so often we try and split those apart and try and make something all light or all dark or all sacred or all profane, and like stuff just doesn't work like that. That's not how life works.
Yes, but interestingly, it doesn't, strangely enough, but I mean, we have a massive cultural history of thousands of years of human evolution that has encouraged us to do that. But yet now we live in this weird ass time when we can talk to people through little boxes. So I mean, it's obviously time that things are changing, and that's always the way that goes,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and then it helps us really step into the next level.
I hope so. I honestly think you can't, if you are so mission minded that you can't stop a lot to laugh and make fun of yourself, and hopefully not others in a mean way. But if you can't do that, most people like that tend to crack up early, and have mysterious diseases by the time they're 50. I'm not trying to insult anyone with your mysterious diseases, but seriously, there is correlation.
There is, and if we're not releasing the energy of the work that we do, if we're not making contact with the sacred and the light of things, the playfulness. We were talking about playfulness yesterday with Ashley DePaula's.
Oh, and also, the sacredness of things, but if Mia Voss is still watching, I would say also with the wine of things. Because that's really important too.
Well, it was important to Elena too. That's what she drew for her response to her slap in her video. So
okay, I haven't seen that, so I have no idea what you're talking about. But you're gonna come out and show me. I'm ready.
So, wow, we've got a whole bunch of people on today. It's so good to see you.
Thanks, guys. Y'all are nice. I appreciate it.
What do you see being the biggest problem for people when they're really stepping into branding? And
I think I can answer if
I totally lost the second half of that question.
Yeah.
It went away.
Yeah, so, I saw it. It flew across the room. I think it's like our whole lives we're trying to find out like why we're special and what our what our mission is and our vision and our purpose. And so we get really hung up on that when especially like when we're starting our own business or we've got our own project, wherever there's that personal brand element. And we tend to spend a lot of time talking about ourselves, and then we're encouraged in interviews to talk, and the truth is, and it's just such a delightful rock bottom truth, is that nobody gives a shit. And I don't mean your friends don't give a shit or your family. I'm not talking about that. I just mean in general, people want to know, especially if you're in a service industry, as a lot of our people in your world are.
Yeah.
People just want to know, like, how are you going to solve my problem? And that's pretty much it. They honestly don't care that much about you, where you went to school, what your personal... And you can talk about that, but you have to filter all that into what they care about. So most people, especially when they get started, and I know I did this so much, it's embarrassing to look back on. That's probably why I'm passionate about it. I mean, most people do sound a lot like me. I care about this, I care about that, I'm passionate about, and sure, your friends care, but other people they just don't care. And I love Ashley and Shelley introduced me to a book by Stephen Pressfield called No One Wants to Read Your Shit. And I think that just sums it up perfectly. Like, they don't want to read your shit. So they don't want to hear your shit either. So you have to find a way to make it interesting to them.
Yeah, and I think, like, well, and if I look back to when I started out in business last year, I really had a fear that everybody was going to want to know everything about me.
Wow.
Like, all the details.
Wouldn't that be so cool if they did?
Well, I didn't think so at the time.
Right, I understand.
I really didn't. And you're right that people don't want all the little details.
No.
What they're really looking for is a taste.
Yeah.
They want the flavor, they want the energy, they want to get your vibe. And it's that is not about the details. It's really not.
No, it's not, unless those details can wake them up. So that's always the game. You just have to assume that everybody is starting out on this like complete state of overwhelm. They have literally like 16 platforms and channels on which they're supposed to be communicating every day. Their Facebook, their Snapchat, their messages, their email. People get upset with you if you don't respond on one of those 16 platforms. Immediately. Yeah. So you really don't have any time to process anything. So as a result, most of us, even if we're kind of hopefully in tune with life a little bit, we are in a state of overwhelm a lot of the time. And so since we are, that's why we don't give a shit. Like, we would give a shit if we could. But we just don't have space.
There's no time and space.
No.
And, and knowing you, one of the biggest things that you advocate for is space.
Yes.
And space to breathe, space to play, space to explore. Because that's where that spirit comes in.
I think so. I think that's how you win life. Like, if you want to win, not just like I'm successful and I have money, but life, I think you have to have time to do lots of play and lots of space, because I think that's why we do it all. We're always getting it backwards. Yeah. We're always like, oh, if I do all this shit, then later I'm going to have time to enjoy things.
Yeah, and I'm going to be happy, and I'm totally going to be able to get into ease about
oh my God, I'm going to be so
going
easeful. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
It amazes me that, like, if I'm not taking the time to have space and really creating that space, what happens when I do have the time and space is I don't know what to do with myself.
Yes, people get all nervous and twerky. They're like, shit, I gotta do something.
Yeah. So, like, to make it a practice and to bring it in, it helps both in life and in business if you're really trying to get yourself out there.
But isn't it weird? Like, and I totally agree with you, and I'm not exempt from this either, but isn't it weird that we have to, like, practice having fun? Like, why is this is fucking sad. I'm sorry. I hate to F-bomb everyone, but it really is. And so the question, I think, not just for us, but for humanity, honestly, in our recent political climate, we see how divided people get. I think all that stuff happens more because people are so pushed against a wall of constant data. And then again, everyone's living in the dream of a day when you're going to be happy. Yeah. And that really is, it's just, I mean, I get that we have to practice it, and I'm not saying we don't, but it's kind of sad that we have to, right? It's
well, it is sad.
I'm going to set aside time today to be happy.
I'm going to practice playing later today.
Right, like, totally gonna. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, and I totally get what you're saying. It's that constant react. I'm always reacting. I'm not necessarily plugged into things because I'm thinking about 5 steps ahead of me even, or, you know, stuck 5 steps behind me. Like, well, why did I react that way to that
Right.
particular?
Well, then we're in this like hyper competitive environment, and most of us have been raised with less than, let's just say less than 75% ratings of, you know, you live in a world where you're safe and you can trust things that happen. So we come in, a lot of people, especially in our world, the world of intention and consciousness and all that stuff, a lot of people come into this world because they've had fucked up past.
Yeah.
Like, that's why they're attracted to it. So then they come in, now you're in this hyper competitive environment where everyone is fighting for airtime. So it's no wonder. I mean, I'm very sympathetic, and I don't know how the hell we're going to get out, but I do believe one of the oars really is tightening your personal brand or your business brand as much as you can, and just constantly having empathy for your audience and really getting their shoes are not your shoes. And if you can do those two things, I think you start to get a little further down the path. But of course, that could just be my belief. But I think it works.
No, I would agree with you. I totally think that whether we're talking about business or the rest of life, we're always in collaboration with everyone that we are coming in contact with, whether like we're super cozy on the couch or if we're like connecting through the interwebs. We're always in collaboration, and I think it's really easy to forget that we're in collaboration when we're constantly in react mode, because you know there is no stopping to pause or really taking in that connection that's going on.
You know, like how islands in an archipelago are connected deep at the whatever, I don't know what that's called, the core,
like,
something.
Like
anyway.
underneath the water.
That thing, yeah.
Okay.
So, but on top of the water, it looks very much like they're not.
Right,
And
they look
so
separate.
They look
right?
very separate.
Yeah.
That's how it appears. So I do think like anytime we can just really get down there and connect a little bit, I think we will probably find more productive solutions even for our very mundane problems. Because mostly we act like my archipelago is going to kick the fuck out of yours, you know, and you and I are in competition for some scant resources. And even if we're working together, you know, you're still kind of out to get me. In some respect, like the way you showed up at my house 10 minutes earlier today, then you said you were coming.
I did do that.
That is totally an out to get me thing, and it's my biology is threatened. Yeah. I'm not ready. Oh, so then I start out with that, Shannon. So I mean,
I really set her up good
man,
this morning.
Fucked me up. Anyway, so that's just how it goes. It's like these little things, which happens to all of us. We all have those moments, and then that threat level just goes up, and you know, Dr. Renee, I'm sure, talked about that. I mean, like all of the body, it's always like, am I safe or am I not safe?
Yeah, that's really been a thread with everyone, is that we really need a connection to our body. Our body is giving us signals, and you know, where you know someone popping in early like I did today is like you know, it feels threatening to you. You get that signal in your body. To me, it's going to feel different, you know, like if those situations are reversed. And the point is for each of us to connect with what's actually going on with us.
So that point of connecting with what's actually going on, and for us to try to figure out how to do that when we're in the middle of this perpetual overwhelm, that is what Bitch Slap of Truth is about. That is really what we're trying to do there, is just, I mean, if we start from an acceptance of that we are overwhelmed and that we're not listening, and we can't help it to some degree because it's the water in which we swim.
That it's not, you know, shame.
No.
It's lovingly recognizing.
It's a loving punch to the guy.
Yes.
Yeah, a loving bitch slap of truth. And we really do want to make it that way, because I think the important thing is we all need them, like a lot. Like in all, and the problem is if we don't get them in a safe way, in a good way, life will deliver them for you, and then
it won't be in a safe way.
And it won't be like you paid $60 and you're in an auditorium with your friends having a good evening, which is what our bitch slap is about. It'll be like, you guys know what it'll be like. You've had them before, so.
Oh, I've had my fair share.
Yes. So I think let's seek out the bitch slap and just go ahead and take it on instead of having it seek us out, because it'll happen one way or another.
Yeah, I love that, because like I think sometimes we are so afraid to step into something that is going. We know either this thing or this person is going to be like, look, seriously, I love you,
right.
but you can't do this
But you
anymore.
you need to stop there.
And there is so much fear around doing that because we know that it's really a call to change on the other
Which
side.
is so threatening because our habits keep us safe.
Yeah.
Whatever our habits are, no matter how healthy or unhealthy,
Even
they keep
if
us
they
safe.
don't work, even if they hurt.
No.
You know?
No, absolutely. So it is scary, it is threatening, but I think that if we can seek them out, it just makes us braver and more resilient, and then we aren't quite so upset when life, which will bitch slap us. Like I don't mean to, if I'm telling people, hey, come to our event, pay your $60, and now you're not going to get bitch slapped by life. Like I can't actually promise that, but it will.
Magic wands are
yes,
coming with
absolutely.
the
I
next
promise.
event, right?
Oh, absolutely. Next time, once you get, actually, listen. Once you buy our membership model for $99.95, oh, absolutely. Nothing bad will ever happen to you again.
Magic wand or
oh, no, you'll
Door
be
to
fine.
Narnia.
Oh my God, it's going to be awesome. There's going to be a wardrobe and some wands and satyrs and shit. It's going to be so cool. Yeah.
Well, for $99, that's a really good entry
I think
price.
so. I think so. Yeah, and then we'll up, of course, your dependence as time goes on. But that's for a later day. Yeah.
Just keep me locked in
right.
the loop.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the more that we step up to things like bitch slap that really are going to give us that loving shake, and we step forward, we're gonna do it again, and then we're gonna go to the next thing, and we're gonna do it again, and we're gonna do it again, and like when you see people stepping up to the bitch slaps, whether they're chosen or not chosen,
or the bitch slap has chosen you, or you have chosen it. Yeah.
What do you see happening for them when they're like, it's time, I'm stepping up, come on, slap me?
I think what's funny is that all of our bitch slappers, through preparing their slap, have had to come to like a center point of what their work is about. And I mean, yeah, big deal, we're always doing that to some degree, but it's like, no, in 10 minutes, you have to wake up the world. You have 10 minutes to wake up the world to something they're asleep to. In your area of expertise,
big call to action.
And have a good time with that, and we'll support you, but mostly you got to figure this shit out, so good luck. No, I think we've all been really challenged, agitated, confronted. Is anybody still talking to us?
Yeah, we've got Naomi tuning in again from England.
Ooh,
she was on yesterday.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, we've got all sorts of stuff going on in here.
Okay.
Let's see. You were gonna say something. I'll scroll through and catch up.
Okay. What the hell was I gonna say? Oh, just that you asked how we've been asked to step up, and that would be it. Like, if you can think about your own message right now, like what it is that you're trying to help people see. Like, you probably have a unique purpose that, like, nobody else could do in the world but you. And so it's your job, so how the hell are you gonna wake people up? And you see that in your world, people are mostly asleep to something.
Yeah.
Or they mostly believe a predominant cultural narrative. Then occasionally they'll go to a workshop and they'll kind of get out of it for a minute and be like, yay, I'm inspired. And then they'll go back to regular life, which will swallow and eat them again. And then they'll have to keep popping out. So it's like, how do you, and that's fine, but how do you, if like when I look back on my life, I think about those moments when I saw something for the first time that I was like, oh shit, like now I get it. Now I understand why that thing I was doing is not fucking working.
Yeah.
And that feeling, even if you can't break all the way through, just when you start to really see it, and the red pill, blue pill, matrix crap, like when you really see it, all of a sudden you're like, okay, it's not that I'm not a good person.
Yeah.
People tend to blame themselves. It's a moral failing. I'm not strong enough. My willpower. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
No, usually you've got a hold of the wrong story, or it's a story that belonged to a former time. 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. This is what's weird about how we live now. Is shit that was actually useful 5 years ago isn't useful anymore. So it's like we have to keep updating that, and I think that's really challenging because literally biologically we just want to stay in our safe place.
We really do, and I think that I lost my thought again.
Can I tell you a little bit about the bitch slappers?
Yeah.
I want to talk about a little bit about the individual bitch slappers and what they're each bitch slapping on.
Tell us about them, because you're like right in the middle of all the interviews. We've had a couple people before you. We've got a couple
okay.
people after
All right.
you,
So
give us a scoop.
What's cool is each of the bitch slappers is bitch slapping on a subject beginning with B, because I'm a former English teacher, so I like alliteration. So we have a
I
bitch
hate
slapper.
spelling. I'm good with alliteration, but I hate
No spelling. I can't spell, but I can
good.
alliterate.
Yeah.
So
okay.
we have a couple experts actually on the brain-body connection. We have an expert on being. That would be Shelley Hunter Hillesheim. We have an expert on belonging. That is Christy Peoples. We have an expert on boundaries and setting boundaries. That's Amelia Dorn. We have an expert on belief systems. That's Lainey, who you guys talked to yesterday, Lainey McMillan.
Yeah.
And let's see, who did I leave out? Oh, expert on brand. That'd be me. Allegedly. I'm allegedly an expert on that because I say so. Let's see, and then we have our body brain experts who are really talking about that relationship are Dr. Renee Ostertag, who I believe you interviewed last week, and Ashley DePaulis. So why, all the stuff with B? Well, first off, because I thought it sounded cool, and that way also I could remember it when I was telling people. And secondly, because these are the awesome people that happen to come together, and it just fit that way. But if you think about it, I think these are the areas that we confront most often.
Yeah.
Because none of us are going to escape belonging.
Or that we avoid most often.
Right?
Like I can be real about that. I love those areas. I'm attracted to them. I need them. They're good for me. And I also really avoid them.
Well, yes. And yet they don't avoid us is the problem.
Right.
So, I mean, the thing with boundaries, if we're not clear on that and we don't keep working on clarifying that, it tends to cause problems. I think Renee and Ashley's work is so exciting. Renee, especially coming from this body intelligence perspective, I think she's really going to put a serious kibosh for all the people who are completely devoted to positive thinking. And you and I both know that while positive thinking has its place, it is a very dangerous tool to use exclusively.
Because otherwise you're just doing a chocolate covered coating over top of a bunch of yuck.
Yeah, icing on a shit cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just how that is.
And now I want cake and ice cream, but not,
right, but not that kind. Yeah.
Not that kind. No.
Yeah, and
chocolate would be good.
So again, we're Americans, so we are the most positive thinkers in the world. So we're especially vulnerable to this point. So I love Dr. Renee's work because it's really explaining how the body comes together with this, and the body has an intelligence system which honestly isn't going to buy into it if you're putting icing on a shit cake. The body doesn't care, which is why a lot of times affirmations, stuff like that doesn't work.
Right, because you need to digest the negative stuff. You need to digest the shit of the shit cake.
Right.
Because otherwise it's just going to get tucked in a corner somewhere. And what I really love about Renee's work is that it is about honoring both sides, both the red forest, she calls it the red forest, when you're
the scary forest,
the danger zone, and the green forest when everything is good and awesome and flowing.
Yeah, and we feel safe.
The honoring of both and not the splitting off.
Well, and that's the problem with reality. That's the problem with the bitch slap of truth.
One of the problems.
Strangely enough, we've been saying a lot the last couple weeks that bitch slap is about the cutting edge of reality, because there is an edge that will cut you. You can go ahead and keep ignoring it. I often attempt to, and it'll get you back. So, I mean, that's with Renee's work. I think people who have gotten stuck in their quest because they're using positive thinking so exclusively are really going to have a great bitch slap there. And it's not going to get rid of it, but it's how to use it in complement with some other things. Yeah, you're
totally going to have a different sort of entrance.
I think you will.
Yeah.
And then with Ashley, Ashley DePaulis is, she's a master's in public health. In addition to this, she was your trainer. Yeah. And you know how amazing she is.
Oh,
and
she's fantastic. She really is. Because it goes beyond just the training part of it, physical training. It so
goes beyond that. I'm so proud to say, because of Ashley, I have not dieted in 2 or 3 years since I knew her. And I used to, that used to be a pretty central fact of my existence.
I stopped weighing myself this year.
What?
I can't remember the last time.
I mean, aren't you afraid? You're just going to get out of control and puff out?
I was for a while. Yeah. And I was like, but wait, I wear clothes every day.
Right? Those clothes will tell you what's happening.
Yeah.
They will know.
I don't need a scale. So...
Well, just that her work around the inner athlete, I think, is so exciting, because again and again, people are always like, oh, give me the right diet and exercise. Give me the right diet and exercise. And Ashley always says, it's like being a Catholic priest. Like, people are always running up and confessing their sins. Forgive me, Ashley. It has been 3 days since I've eaten of the brownie. Whatever.
Totally done.
Exactly. But the inner athlete transforms, and it just gets rid of that conversation. And again, not immediately. Yeah. But the more you embrace that, the more you just get into your inner vitality, and you stop being hung up on this crap that we know is crap. Because when we were little kids, we cared about what we could do with our body. We didn't care about what it looked like. And I still care what mine looks like a lot. I'm not going to lie. But I'm more interested now in what it can do. And that is very much relating to Ashley.
Feels too, because what you can do changes over time. So if you can make that really like loving, full body, full soul connection with yourself through movement, through what you eat, you can sort of traverse the changes that life brings. Whatever
it's going to come. And Ashley is the only person I've met in the world, seriously. I know there's other people working with mindset, but I think she's the one who has unlocked a key, or at least for me, given me a key called the inner athlete, which just, seriously has gotten rid of so much of that crap. I just think about how many months, minutes, hours of my life have been wasted on that narrative, and it just pisses me off. So I love her work on that. And then our being expert, the beautiful, gorgeous, and delightful Shelley Hunter Hillesheim. Is it Hillesheim? Shells? I think it's Hillesheim. Anyway, nobody can pronounce Shelley's last name.
Spell it
but we can say Shelley, so that's I can spell it. So
she's just a one-worder,
right?
She just needs
she's
to go
like Madonna.
just by her first name.
Oprah.
That's how awesome
Shelley.
she is.
Yeah, Shelley H.H.
We're gonna have her on tomorrow.
Ooh,
I think
you guys
if I'm remembering my schedule correctly, which.
You guys don't want to miss Shelley. She is amazing, and she's another person who's just has come to the place of this central truth about existence, which, again, you can pretend all you want. Most people organize their calendars based on, first, their obligations to other people.
Yeah.
If you look at your calendar, that's mostly what it's about. And you're like, okay, well, I don't have to schedule time with myself because that's just going to happen anyway. Really? Really? It's really going to happen?
We were talking about that yesterday with Ashley and how, where you schedule your personal time in the day, how it flows with you, the stuff that comes up that'll make you be like, I guess I don't need to take care of myself. And Shelley talks about that a lot too. Right.
Well, and it's like, if you actually want to be semi-interesting to other people, like if you do care about other people, like they know you don't take care of yourself. They're clear. You are a high-cost transaction in some way because you're running around like a crazy person, which we all do to some extent.
Or you're just the open door with, like doormat, come and walk by me, come and take my stuff out of my house, like whatever.
Right, absolutely. Come set up lights in my house, like, that happens too. Yeah. These lights look really good. No, but I think Shelley is like, as she always says, it's self-care is your duty, it is your obligation in the sense that it is the basis for everything else. But mostly we act like it's something that can be stuffed into corners, and that what's really important is our interactions with other people. And if you can get down that deep and really see that, it really, I think, can flip your switch pretty hard. And what I love what she's doing in her bitch slap is, people say, oh, self-care, okay, I don't have the time. But in her bitch slap, she's going to give us a tool that makes it so everything actually takes less time. Once you put this in tool place, you have so much more space, and it's a lot of fun to use.
It's about redirecting flow, because it really isn't that we don't have the time.
No, we do actually have plenty of time. It's just how we choose to spend it.
Divvy out here and there and everywhere.
And the pressure, the cultural pressure to spend most of your time engaging in all these ways to engage and connecting in all these ways to connect is unbelievably overwhelming. Yeah. And there are a few people like Mia Voss who like fucking rocks it and she loves it and it's her world and she's great at it. But there are a lot of people that I see, no offense guys, other than Mia, that seriously are spending a lot of time doing that, and you can tell it is not feeding them. They're doing it.
They're tired.
Yeah.
They're tired, and it's not just body, but it's soul tired.
Right.
And when our souls, when our bodies are not nourished, if we don't have at least like over half a cup, let's go at least over half a cup.
Yeah.
we cannot show up in the way that we mean to for other people. We cannot make the impact that we really want to make.
Well, and
because we're just trying to get by. That's all we're doing at that point.
And this is why Shelley is the perfect person to talk about this, and people will see when she's on your show tomorrow, because she is a recovering perfectionist, and she has accomplished so much in her life through brute force and being a little smarter than the average bear, and yet coming to that place where that accomplishment does it has its limits. And I remember when I first figured out, like, some of the folks know that I'm a recovering addict, but long before I got into all that, I was addicted to accomplishment, service to other people, and education. And if I wasn't doing one of those three things, I thought I shouldn't be here taking up oxygen. And that is a hurtful way to live. So that's what Shelley's going to confront people on. And then Christy Peoples is going to confront on belonging, which we think sort of ends in junior high. Or, once we get married and we have kids, we have a house, we don't have to worry about belonging anymore, but that is a motherfucker that will keep at you. In fact, we're always being confronted with belonging and where we belong. So Christy...
We're built for belonging.
We really are. And I think what's cool about Christy's slap is, again, if you're unconscious and unawake to belonging, you probably don't understand why you feel let down a lot of the time. So that's what she's going to do. And plus, Christy Peoples is so good on stage. It's a cliche, but I really do always feel like she could just get up there and recite the phone book, and we would just be like, she's
good
so
energy,
damn
good
good.
vibes.
Oh my God, she's amazing. And then let's see. So then we have Miss Laney, our belief expert. She's going to MC, and if you guys want to see how comedy and beliefs fit together, she's going to rock people's world, I think. So we have a really strong team.
You really do, and I love that that this group of people is doing such different work, but it's not. There is this core that runs through all of your guys' work, where you're really advocating for alignment and engagement in your own life, not being a passenger and not being a punching bag.
Right, and we're also advocating for bad language and drinking. So that is an important quality that makes us slightly different than some of the other, spiritual messengers.
It's realer. If that's a word for an
it
English
is,
teacher, it's realer.
It's totes adorbs realer. It really is. Oh, and I want to say another thing too. Can I say one thing about one person I didn't talk about yet?
Yeah, you can say what you want.
All right.
We're not going to turn my
People
phone
are
on.
calling. Let's see who it is.
I think it's an SEO person. They've been on my butt for a bit. I don't know what they want.
Nice. We have also a really sweet ass nonprofit partner for the Bitch Slap of Truth, and that is Impact Personal Safety. And here's why this is cool. This is a lot of people have done personal safety self-defense classes at some point or another, or they have some idea what it is, and then they're kind of like, I don't, whatever, I know about that already.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Impact has the only empowered family program in the world.
Family program?
Yes, family program. Nobody else has this in the world, and they are here in Denver. Although if Naomi in England is still listening, there is an Impact chapter, I believe, in London. So
really?
I think so, yeah. So, but anywho, point being, we live in this scary world, right? And there is a lot of stuff that could happen to us suddenly, or it certainly feels like that. And once you've done the Impact training, and you can do it with your family, with your kids, with your partner, with your husband or girlfriend or whoever's there for you, all of you can be on the same page about safety and resilience, and how all of you can move forward and have conversations when any one of the members of your family feels a threat. And that's really important, because say your kids feel that way and they come and tell you, and you're just so tweaked out by what they're saying that you react instead of responding. Or you freak out and you go to the school with a baseball bat and start taking down the principal's office because you're so upset that your kid was threatened, in some way.
Yeah.
So you need to be able to have those conversations, and that's what the Empower Family program does. Is because what keeps you safer, not perfectly safe, but safer, is this communication. It's this ability to tell people when you feel threatened and upset, and not just ignore your intuition. Because your kid's intuition is really, really powerful, but if they're not taught how to use it, they, like most of us, will make the mistake of not listening. Right. So anyway, that's really important boundary work, and it's so cool, and I just want people to know about that.
about impact is that it goes beyond just being able to like fend off an attacker in
Yes.
a parking garage. Like
Mhm.
she really goes into creating boundaries and also recognizing where you're at in
Right.
the moment, so you can say, "This is where I'm at in
Right,
the moment."
and managing your adrenaline even in
Yeah.
a non-physically violent situation. I've used my impact skills many times since I took that class, even though, thank goodness, nobody has attacked me. I mean, I might attack you later, but like
well,
no
I
one's
don't know.
attacked
Like
me.
I'm gonna give you a slap challenge here, so
Woo!
you might need
I'm
to
ready.
like self-regulate.
Yep.
Or,
Okay.
do some
Well, the
deep
thing is,
breathing.
when you can't breathe, you're scared. You can't breathe. So I know I'm supposed to. I should be using my voice. I should be projecting. So I'll probably just yell at you a lot during the
Okay.
challenge, if that's okay.
Okay. No,
Okay.
I can take that.
All right.
We can process on the other side if it gets to that point.
Yeah.
You've got Band-Aids in the house.
Yeah, no, we should be fine.
Okay.
We should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. A little throttling coming up.
Yeah.
Little girl on girl throttling. You guys weren't expecting to see that, were you? Shannon's like, I did not sign up for that. Thank you so much.
Throttling? No, that
No.
was not on my agenda today.
Fine. Oh my god.
But like maybe rain check. I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. So I've got these amazing index cards here.
No way.
They're amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And on here are a bunch of prompts, so you don't know what they are.
Okay.
And
I promise to the studio audience and the audience at home, I have no idea what these are. Yeah.
No, and people who know me know that I do not let the bag,
Yeah.
the cat out of the bag.
She does
about
not let bags.
surprises.
She does not let bags out of cats, no matter how much the cats scream for it.
Yeah, no, I
Mhm.
don't do that either.
Okay.
Okay, so pick a card, any card,
Uh-huh.
and you're gonna respond visually.
Okay. Can you say more about that?
You're gonna use color, shape, and line to show whatever it is on this card. And it's not
Oh.
meant to be pretty or perfect. It doesn't even have to look like anything.
Okay. All right.
It's just whatever the authentic. I think this is what this looks like
Okay.
to me.
Can I know ahead of time how I'm going to use color, shape, and line? Like, am I going to be drawing something? Okay, fine.
No,
All right.
no,
Got
not
it. All right, let me see.
Wait. Do
Oh.
you need to regulate your adrenaline?
For the minute, I'm good, but I'll let you know. We'll see what the card drops up.
Okay.
We'll see how much agitation I have. I think I'm feeling over here. I'm feeling this one. So this is going to be my one. Create a portrait of something you deeply believe in. Oh. Okay. All right. I'm ready.
You're good with it?
I'm good. Let's do
Okay.
it. Let's do it up.
Because I guess, like, there is the option always to say, like, I need another card, but I know.
No. There's
you're up for
no
that.
coincidence. Well, there is, but that just means things are coinciding. So that's a good thing.
Something
All right.
you deeply believe in.
Something I deeply believe in.
And you
Okay.
can use lovely markers here, or Ashley broke out the watercolor crayons yesterday.
Okay. All right. Now, just what are people going to do while I'm drawing what I deeply believe in?
Well, what we've been doing is I talk
Okay.
while you do it.
Excellent. Good. Because as you know, I'm a single tasker. I'm not a multitasker, like, at all.
Well, and the other option, which we have not tried, and I do like to try new things, is just to sit in silence and stare at the top of your head while you do this.
Oh, cool. That's going to be great for the audience, too. They're going to love that. It's going to be so interesting
Well,
for
and
them.
I think it'll really bring your adrenaline down to know that we're staring at you.
Nicely
Just
done.
like boring into the top of your
Oh,
head.
good. How do my roots look? All right, good.
Beautiful.
Good.
Your color is awesome too.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That is really good to know. Okay, let's see. I got some crayons here.
Okay, so Ellen is doing a portrait of something she deeply believes in, and this is not an easy thing to do if you have not picked up art supplies or done anything visual in a super long time. This is not an easy thing to do, and it probably did actually spike her adrenaline.
It's spiked.
enough.
I'm restraining, but it's
You don't
definitely
have to
spiked.
de-escalate yet.
No, not yet. I'll
Not
let you
quite
know. Okay.
But what happens when we make something visible, when we ask ourselves a question, when we do a visual check-in of some kind, is we're really getting in touch with all the things that we've been talking about today and with the rest of the ladies of Bitch Slap. And It's connecting with spirit, it's connecting with mind, it's connecting with body, and really taking in all the information that those systems are giving us and making that visible, because we know that that information does not come with a bunch of words attached. And if it does come with words attached, a lot of times those are more related to old rules than what's actually going on now. So
I want to say my drawing looks like an exploding like great pumpkin. So I don't know if it's a good portrait, but I'm just,
well,
that's just what's happening with it for the minute. So
well, and great is like, and I hear this a lot when folks are getting into art, whatever we're talking about, is it's either great or not great. And the thing is if it's authentic, if it is your truth, it's great.
Okay, fair enough.
And if you go to any museum, there is stuff on the wall for like $5 million that you look at and you're like, I could have done that in 5 minutes. Why is this?
Why is this a thing? Because those people have a great brand. That's why. That's exactly why that shit is like the thing.
Well, a great brand for sure, and also the belief that what they're doing has value and has meaning. It is their authentic expression of some kind.
Or they could be just incredibly delusional, but there is a lot of power in incredible delusion. So absolutely,
there is. Sometimes I wish I could be more delusional in that way.
I'm just saying, with modern art, there is a fine line. Like, you see some stuff that really is moving, and then you see other stuff that I really do wonder. Like,
the squares. I don't get the squares,
right?
Or just like a swatch of color, because it's not easy for me to like enter into that.
No.
Now, what you're doing, I can already tell, like, that is easy for me to enter into because it's just you.
Yes. Okay. Well, and I probably should finish at this point. So, I'm not having much luck with the top of my picture. So
Victoria just totally called you out on multitasking.
She did.
After you said that.
I did. I'm not a good multitasker.
Yeah, but you're totally doing it.
I'm doing it, but I'm not good at it. I'm a very good single tasker.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this good multitasking? I mean, I'm having a good time while it's happening.
Y'all are very generous. That's all I have to say. Okay, so here
it's
it's not the bottom part of it. I'm happy with. The top part, I don't quite have the motion I'm going for, but here is the drawing, and what I believe in deeply is the dark side of creation. And this stuff, as I believe in the light side of creation, but I believe they are complementary, and out of the dark is always coming in the light. So the dark is one of the most interesting places to look. And what I don't like about a lot of some of the ways we can get trapped in our kind of current metaphysical climate is the insistence that people remain at a high vibrational level, because although that is certainly good stuff, there's a reality of the whole being, and I don't like it when people are cut off.
Well, and what happens when we stay only in the high vibration sun part of things? We get burned.
Yes.
You can get burned out on high vibration just like you can.
Absolutely. Either side can eat you, so you have to, it is a dance of life. But either way.
That process going back and forth, and I totally agree with you, because when I go to workshops, or if I go to hear a speech of some kind, and they're just up here in like sunshiny, that is not enough of an entry point for me. I am way too in touch with the dark side of things. So don't just give me the light. Help me move back and forth in the process.
Well, and again, that to me is the cutting edge of reality. And we can deny it all we want, but it won't ignore us. That much I know. So that's something I believe in very deeply, and I think we just need more practice on good ways to navigate back and forth. And I think we're literally at such an exciting point of human history where we literally just now are starting to get some of that technology in our hands, and that is amazing.
Yeah.
And I can't wait. Like, I'm going to come back a whole bunch of times into this Earth experience if I get the chance. If I'm not moved on to the planet Glizbot, which might happen because they might be tired of me. They might be like, choo. But I can't wait. I can't wait to come back and see those days where people really are, we live in a culture where people really are affirmed to be their whole self. And when people really get sucked down into the dark, that they are loved and cared for. And that doesn't mean rewarding evil. It just means acknowledging that evil and all that it is a call for, hey, I've gotten profoundly disconnected from love. And that is a thing that kills all of us. So I do feel like we are making progress, and I'm personally super excited about the current election because to me, it's such a great example of, I know. It's
I'm like, let's not go there.
Okay, fair enough. Here's what I'm going to say. That's cool. This is what's cool, is that people are literally experiencing as if the other candidate will win, that they will be killed in the street. Like
I've had some of that. Mm-hmm. Like yeah.
So, and I certainly I hope that what doesn't happen. But what's exciting to me is it shows that we are on the edge of a giant breakthrough.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's because right before shit gets easier, it always gets so much
harder, weirder,
craziness. No matter where you think
stuff.
Those things are on the scale. Yeah. So anyway, I think we live in an incredibly exciting time. I'm thrilled to be here, except for the times when I'm down here. And then when I'm down here, I'm just like, get me off this ride. But then I can go back up again, so it's okay.
Part of me really, it's not like a front brain thing when it's happening, but I think I really do enjoy the dark times when they do happen. But again, it's not like I'm, in my brain thinking, I'm really enjoying being really sad right now.
Right.
But it is like, that dark is part of our experience, and it can be just as intense as the light. It lets us know that we're alive, and depending on what we do with it, how we respond, it takes us to the next level.
I think it can, as long as we're willing to play, or even if you're not. That's the cool thing about the dark.
Let's get messy.
Indeed, let us do so. That feels like a natural conclusion. Are we concluded?
It sort of felt like that to
right?
me too.
Like we have spoken.
It was
Go forth into your life.
Mic drop.
We bless you and send you forth into the world to create divine mess. Good job.
Yeah.
Keep at it. Yeah.
Dark in the light. Everything's a process. Check out Bitch Slap, because those ladies
are
gonna lay it down.
Right.
And
remember, you can ignore the truth, but it won't ignore you. No. So you might as well find out a little bit more about it. It's going to be a great girls' night out or a great date night with a sensitive girl or guy. None of our topics are specifically gender exclusive. No. It's across the board. It's across the board. We just made it more of a women's event because we assumed that guys won't pay to get bitch slapped. Well, certain guys will, but that's a different thing. Oh, and did Ashley tell you about how we're huge in the Philippines?
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, we are. We have a huge following of young teenage girls from the Philippines, and we're pretty sure that they think we're a different kind of bitch slap. But that's
interesting.
Yeah, that's our Thrilla in Manila.
Well, and that just goes back to what you were talking about earlier with the archipelagos.
I like that.
Connected under, how do you say it?
Archipelago.
That
thing.
Sorry,
I don't mean to make fun. That just was adorable.
I couldn't find the word, but I had a picture.
You
in
did.
My mind. I could have drawn you a picture.
Right? Yeah, those things popping up.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's that connection.
We are, and the thing that people need to get from watching your show is that we are huge in Manila. So, who else on this call can say they're huge in Manila? I don't know, but we can. Thrilla in Manila, the bitch slap of truth. So we're going there next. Absolutely.
Oh, Ellen, it's been great talking to you today, getting the scoop across the board. And if you guys have any questions about bitch slap, if you want any more information, I posted the website link in the status, so shoot on over there. You can check out the Facebook group. They've got a great conversation happening there, as well as a bunch of really amazing blogs that each person has done. We will slap you, over and over again. With love. Does anybody have any questions at all? Mostly ever? Comments. Erin says, tell them about tickets. Tell them about tickets. All right, that's a good point. People should probably know about that. Tickets are on sale at thebitchslapoftruth.com. Best place to get your ticket.
The event is on November 3rd from 6 to 9 p.m. at Exdo Event Center. We are actually starting to run out. We're running low. So
That's
on tickets.
exciting.
Yes. So please get your fucking ticket now, because that we know you're coming would be really helpful. So for us, it would be so awesome if you got your ticket now and not later, because then we know we can make room for you. So
well, yeah. Plus, they'll like totally get to sit on the fact that they're about to get slapped,
right,
which will just
it'll change your immediate future.
Adrenaline
Yes,
just a little bit.
Just a little bit,
Just
absolutely.
a little.
And I think we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna have Mia Voss doing social media interviews when you come in. There's gonna be a full bar, lots of great music. It's gonna be fun. It is not going to be like it will be different than many of the transformational events you've attended in
We're
the past.
not going to be sitting, like this.
And plus,
I
like
think it's going to be more like this.
I hope so.
Just like-
We're going to encourage your bad behavior just like we encourage ours. So yeah, tickets at thebitchslapoftruth.com. And if you have any other questions, please let us know on Facebook, on our Facebook group, and we will get back to you if you have a question. So yeah, I think that's it.
Well,
Did I do good, Erin? Erin's our event planner. Oh, I want to say something about Erin Rist. Can I say something about Erin Rist?
Yes.
Real quick. Okay, everyone's like, listen, we already went away because you already said that was the end.
She sort of went around getting interviewed.
Right? Oh, she was sneaky that way. Listen, here's what I want to say. If any of you are planning an event, you've got something big coming up that you need organized by an amazing person, please remember, performers out there, those of you who are all charm, you are not naturally good at putting together details, and that's okay. You don't need to be. You need Erin Rist. She's an intentional event planner, and she is the bomb. Like we every day just are so grateful for her, and we're her basket of kittens, and she keeps us coming back to the basket and behaving when we get there. So if you have anything you're planning, don't take this on by yourself. Get help and call her. She's amazing.
Get help from Erin. She's all about making sure that what you're doing and what your big message is and the experience that you want to have for your people comes out that way.
Right. And we think because we're creatives, we think we know how to plan that.
No.
Let me assure you, we don't know dick.
Mm-hmm.
Let
we
Erin.
all need an Erin.
Yep, we really
all do.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, now I swear to God, we're done. We really are.
I think so. Are you sure?
Yeah.
I could have you draw another picture.
Oh, we could. Well, look, I did. I drew. Oh my God, it's this. Oh, it's the same picture upside down. Never mind. Okay.
It's never the same.
It's
picture
never the same
upside down.
picture upside down. What does it mean when it's this way?
Oh,
this
it's
way.
like you've peeked inside my other bag of tricks.
Oh shit. Actually,
Change your perspective. Change your perspective.
I do actually know about that one. I was cheating.
All right, guys. We're going to say
you.
goodbye. Have an awesome day. Questions, comments, post them. Contact these guys.
And you can find me at Ellen at supertightbrand.com or find me at bitchlapoftruth.com.
Oh, you've caught the contagion of like words
Blah,
flying away.
Exactly. Catch me on the archipelago.
Bye,
we'll
guys.
See you soon. Bye-bye.